Well, today is Saturday, October 12th, and we're going to talk about the weekly highlight meeting, which was about dealing with stress. Let's talk about stress. Let's talk about stress, baby. Oh, well. I always like I think of a song. I have really good news because I had a loss today. I had a really bad weekend last weekend, and I really had to turn it around on Monday, got back on track. But I did have a loss of 0.3, so I'm 229.3 for a total loss of 74.9. I'm very happy with a 0.3 loss. I really, like I said, thought that I was going to have a gain. Just pays off for me to do all my exercising and get back on track, and that's my plan. Today, the quote about it is, the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Everybody has stress. It's a fact of life. Some people deal with it differently. I deal with stress with food, which is not a good way to deal with stress. Some people lose weight. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of the people that gain weight with stress. So we're going to go over the card. It says, let's talk about stress. If it makes you feel any better, everyone gets stressed. No one is immune. And while you can opt out of tense times, you can choose how you respond to them. Oh, while you can't opt to get out of stress times. The first step is to pull back, observe the situation, and notice the feelings that you're having. Then you can shift to a more helpful strategy. They gave you some suggestions on what you can do the next time you feel stressed. They're giving you 4 science-backed theories of strategies that you can use. The first one is just breathe. Take a couple of minutes to focus on your breathing. You can do this on your own, or you can use one of the apps. There's an app on your Weight Watchers app that it's under the My Day part of it. It only takes a few minutes, and sometimes I know that with me, I deal with anxiety a lot. I have anxiety issues. If I just breathe, then I feel better. And just set some time aside. Like, just say I'm going to breathe. Be aware of my breath for 1 minute. People always think that 1 minute doesn't seem like a long time. Try to just sit for 1 minute, and don't look at a clock or anything. And just sit there and go, and then think, was that a minute? And then if you look at it, you're going to see it was like 10 or 20 seconds. It's surprising how long a minute really is. The second thing you can do is get out into nature. Whether you take a quick walk in the park or hike a mountain, spending time out in nature can reduce feelings of stress. Concentrate on what you see, what you hear, and what you feel. And even better, smell. There's a lot of good smells. Like in the fall, it smells crisp. And I know that's not really a description, but there's a different sense of smell. Obviously in the summer you're smelling flowers and fruit that's growing in your vegetable garden and things like that. But in the fall, it used to be you could smell burning leaves, but now it's just, I don't know, I just smell it. I just do. When you go for your walk, leave your phone at home. Try to concentrate. Now you might want to have it for protection, then just have it turned off. Just devote that time just to yourself to relieve your stress. That's not to say that if you're just walking, like I walk every day because I enjoy it. I listen to my music, and obviously I use my phone to listen to my music. But I think what they're just trying to imply is if you're just really feeling stressed, you want to just concentrate on getting better and getting out of that situation. Just kind of block out the rest of the world. Number 3 is use your tools. Think about similar stressful moments you faced in the past, and what did you do to help you manage through them? Maybe it was talking to friends, going to a yoga class, or cuddling a pet. I love having a cat. One day I'm going to have 2 cats, Smokey and Bandit. I always tell you this. They're just so, cats are just, not everybody loves cats. I would rather somebody tells me they don't like a cat than just say they're allergic to a cat. I've never met so many people in my life that are allergic to a cat. It's not that you're allergic to the cat, you just don't like them. Just own up to it, you just don't like them. Which is fine. It's just fine. It's not a problem. Whatever you got through you last time can work for you again. And the last one, number 4, is to reach out. One proven way to handle tough moments is to get support from people who really care about you. there are so many people out there that care about you, and you can just think you're alone in the world, but you're really, there's always got to be that one friend. You have to have at least one friend. If you're not close with your family, I'm sure there's at least one family member that you might get along with that might be able to help you. And just catch up with them sometimes. You know, sometimes if you just get distracted and you hear about other people's problems and you realize your problems are really kind of minor. The quote that she used today, which I think I already told you, but I'm going to tell you again because I thought it was a good quote. The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. I had a very stressful weekend last weekend. It would have been better if this topic would have been last Saturday. I chose to go to food. I even went to the store to buy the food because I don't have it in the house. And I just should have found a better way to handle my stress because I really was fighting all week to fight off that gain that I was going to have today. And I was successful, but I shouldn't have to work that hard. I really shouldn't have to work that hard. So what you want to do is think of what your definition of stress is. Stress is something that disrupts your life. And it can be either physical or mental or even emotional. I think more people have emotional stress than physical stress. It can be involved with your health. You might have gotten some health issues that, you know, like you didn't want to hear about. It could be something at work that people are... One of the reasons I retired is because of I was getting so stressed at work about things that I had no control, well, I really had no control over, but injustices that I felt were being done to me. And things that should have happened for me in my work life didn't, and I stressed over it. And then when I retired, it was really one of the best decisions. I can't imagine going back to work now. I really can't. Another thing that can be stressing you out is money issues. A lot of people have money issues. Your family, if you're a parent, just parenting, you know, like if you get, especially if you have a teenager, because, you know, they have their mind, they know everything. I wish I knew as much as I thought I knew when I was a teenager. But that's true of all. It's true of all teenagers. But anyway, so you want to manage stress because it can do wonders for your mental and physical health and your weight management. I proved that to myself. My stress, I didn't handle it well last week, and I probably, if I would have continued on for the whole week, I would have had a really big gain this week. Stress releases hormones. There's two hormones that they release, adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline, I can't even say the word, adrenaline. You know what I mean. Adrenaline, no, I can't say the word. Adrenaline, adrenaline. Well, anyway, you know what it is. It's the fight or flight. And so many of us have that, you know, like it's just like you don't know, should I stay here and fight this feeling or should I just run away? If you run away, that's when you're choosing the bad choices in your food choices and different things that you're going to do that are not good for you. And I feel a sneeze coming on. I'm sorry. But, okay, I think it passed. Excuse me. No, it didn't. I should edit that out, but that's just part of me. That's who I am. And also cortisol is another one. The adrenaline, the A word. I got to learn how to say that word. Another word I can't say is hinges. I have to think about it. Because if I'm just saying it in a quick sentence and I go hinges, but I have to think hinges. I don't know what it is about my brain. We don't want to know. But the fight or flight prepares your body to take action, or it helps you to minimize your desire to eat. It depends on how you're going to do it. But the cortisol hangs around way past the adrenaline. No, that's not it either. Anyway, it goes way past that, and the cortisol makes you crave less healthy foods, the sugars, the fats, and then the more it changes your eating habits, and then the more you eat of them, then the more you eat of them, and then it leads to more, and then more, and then more, because it just doesn't do it. Because stress adds to snacking, and snacking only leads to a temporary fix. It really isn't a long-term fix. So you have to remember that. Think about the stressed versus non-stressed. They say that non-stressed people burn 100 fewer calories than stressed people, because stressed people just tend to go crazy eating, and your metabolism gets all shifted and everything changes. And a stressed person can gain up to 11 pounds in a year. I could gain 11 pounds in a month. I did that last year, and I wasn't even stressed. I was just celebrating my birthday too long. And it also impacts our habits, because if we're really stressed, we're going to think, you know what, I really don't feel like cooking. I got so much on my mind. I got so much on my plate. I'm not going to be worried about any of this. I'm just going to go to a fast food place rather than go home and cook something healthy. You know, I just don't feel it today. I'm feeling so stressed. I'm not going to go to the gym today. Whereas if you went to the gym, it would relieve some of that stress. You know what? I'm just going to skip this meal. You know, which is never going to happen for me. I'm never going to skip a meal. But, well, you know what? I skipped a meal yesterday because I was busy. But I don't skip a meal because of stress. And sometimes what you just need to do is just think of a daily affirmation, whether it's a prayer verse or just something that, like I do weight loss quotes every day. They kind of help me out. I do pray every morning, and I do my weight loss quotes. And just sometimes if you just write it down, it really it sticks with you a little bit longer. And different ways that you can deal with stress is to distract yourself. Give yourself some me time. Just think, you know what, I'm kind of distracted. I really need to distract myself from this particular situation. I'm going to think about something for me. Whether it's reading a book, watching a television show, just saying, you know what, I need to go in a room and be by myself. Just something like that. You can read a book. You can go for a walk. You can do some yoga. You can go to the gym. Talk to a friend. Go online. Go on to Connect. Read some people's stories, and then you just see. When you exercise, it reduces your stress hormone, and it also helps you keep your mind off your problems, because a lot of times, like if you're in the gym exercising, you're counting your repetitions, so that's kind of taking your mind off of it. If you're swimming, you're counting your strokes, different things like that. You want to shift your mindset and your awareness, and once you do that, you're going to realize that your stress cravings, you recognize them right off, and then you know that this is what's making me go here. If you think that there's going to become in a situation that you're going to be stressed, which I knew that my brother-in-law was close to passing, I shouldn't have had trigger foods in the house. I should have made a point of not going to buy trigger foods. That's one way you can handle with stress. Always think positive too. If we think we can overcome an obstacle, sometimes we feel challenged. But if we think we are going to fail, we feel threatened. You may not be able to control the situation, but you can control what you're going to do about it. Because sometimes if you stress, it's just going to make it worse. It's not going to change the situation. It's not going to solve the problem. But it's a human nature thing that we all do it. We just have to learn how to control it a little bit better. And I know it was really way all over the place today, but I have a hard time talking about stress. So that's our meeting, is about stress today. The recipe, you know what? I was looking at it and I was thinking, you know what? This looks like something I'm really going to like. Look how good that looks. Doesn't that look really delicious? And it's 2 meals. And I read all the ingredients, and it's classic chicken cacciatore. It serves 2 people, and it's 5 points, which isn't bad for a dinner. And I was looking at it, and it looks really, really nice. But if you notice, it's on pasta. And then right here in the little tiny print, because you always got to read the small print, for a heartier meal, serve over whole wheat pasta. Okay, then with the pasta, I think you're adding another 4 or 5 points, which still 10 points is not bad for a dinner, but just the chicken and the tomatoes and that doesn't look very filling for 5 points. But that's just my thought. But I might try this and maybe add some beef it up with some vegetables and that. I know that what you could do is make some spaghetti squash. You could put that over spaghetti squash, which would be less points than the whole wheat pasta. I know that they have which I have had, and I haven't bought that in a while, is there's our store at Kroger sells like zucchini that's sliced up that look like spaghetti. So that might be, okay, now I've talked myself into maybe making this. So anyway, how do you guys handle your stress? I'm past my stressful situation for now, and I'm going to realize that it happens and move on. So I hope you found some information that I gave you today helpful. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and leave a comment. Hit the like button and leave me a comment. So I'll talk to you guys either next week or on my daily vlog.